What do we have here? Suicide Squad spoiler review. Bad impressions. That's the joke. The one, the only, the infamous Harley Quinn. Oh, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you really, really bad. What's going on, everyone? I'm Captain Boomerang. No, obviously not. I wouldn't be that sexy. I'm not that sexy. I'm Daniel Rodriguez. Welcome to my Suicide Squad spoiler review. I've seen this about 2 times. IMAX 3D, y'all, and I'm about to see it a 3rd time on Tuesday. So I'm super pumped, man. I'm ready to see it. Either way, I love this movie a lot, man. It's not a great, it's not a perfect film. There are flaws, and I'll put a link down below to my regular spoiler review. Here I'm going to recap it, and I'm going to tell you bit by bit, inch by inch, maybe that was horrible, or, really, I'm going to review it, since the other one's a non-spoiler review, but now I could just let it all out and tell you this and that, and the spoilers, the Flash cameo, and, everyone knew Noah was going to die. Because he's only in 2 scenes in the trailer when he hits the girl, and then he's like, and he flies up and, kill him. Head blown off and all that shit. My favorite line, one of my favorite lines is Captain Boomerang, and no one mentions it, is when he's, when he gets out of the duffel bag and everything, and he's like, ugh, and he hits everything, and Rick Flag's on him, and he's like, you got robbed, you got robbed from robbing, you got caught robbing some diamonds. I did not. And he was like, he's like, I made it over the red streak or something. And he's like, you got caught robbing a bank, robbing, getting some diamonds. I did not. Just a fucking amazing thing. Let's get on to it, man. First off, great soundtrack. I think there maybe is a Suicide Squad soundtrack, although I own a lot of that music already. Rolling Stones, Eminem, House of the Rising Sun song. I mean, there's just a bunch of material and music, and it's so freaking exciting because each and every one of them have their own theme song. So that was really cool. Harley Quinn's theme, Killer Croc's theme was Rolling Stones was Viola Davis's one. Or there may be both. Pleased to meet you, all that. So anyway, let's get right on to it. I'm taking too long. I want to make this a short review and not make it a long ass review. So, all right. I am going to make a separate video. I don't know what list it's going to be. It may be 8 top things that they did right. 10 top things Suicide Squad did right. 12 top things Suicide Squad did. I don't know. I'm going to make my list, and then maybe 10 things Suicide Squad did wrong. Shit like that. So anyway, in the aftermath of Superman's death, intelligence, Amanda Waller assembles a team of dangerous criminals. The deranged Harley Quinn, Elite Hitman Deadshot, El Diablo, Captain Boomerang, Killer Croc, and Slipknot. Add Belle Reeve, Penitentiary, and I'm surprised Slipknot, let's just say, Slipknot in the movie lasted longer than Slipknot's band career. Penitentiary, and places them under under Colonel Rick Flag to be used as the high-risk missions for the United States, blah, 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 blah. Each member has a small bomb implanted in their neck designed to detonate should any members rebel or try to escape. First off, with all this, man, I think Ike Barinholtz, when he was, Will Smith gets the food and he's like, what the hell's this? Some spaghetti, toenails, rat shit, stuff a grown man like you need to have. And everything, he's like, oh, yeah, well, when I get out, he's like, did you just threaten an officer? Yeah, I did. What are you going to do about it? Come on in. You really just threatened an officer. Okay. And then it has him hitting, getting tortured and shit. Harley Quinn getting tortured. Killer Croc getting laughed at and thrown at, and the meat stuff and all that. I mean, everyone was sort of just kind of in the shithole, obviously. So I thought that was, when I first saw it, I thought the opening, when they went to the flashbacks, I told you, I don't like the flashbacks I like the flashbacks, but when it does the color shit and all that, remember, I'm not gonna kill ya. And then like she says something like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Hurt me or something? And then he's like, what? And then like his hair is all down and everything, and he's like, he's like that weird transition when they're like all angry and shit like that. That weird editing there, I don't like that. Like, because they did it too many times. Also, let's be honest. This film has an R-rated feeling. Like, you could tell it could have been R-rated, and it could have still worked if it was R-rated. It still could have. And no, don't bring up the Ultimate. Like, I love the Ultimate Edition. Don't get me wrong. Well, what are they going to do? Every DC film is going to be R-rated? I don't see Wonder Woman being R-rated. I don't. I really don't see Justice League being R-rated. But Suicide Squad could have an Ultimate Edition, because Jared Leto said the Joker has a lot of scenes cut out that could have made it an R-rated film. Let's be honest. I'm sorry I'm saying that. Lesbian, I'm pretty sure they're gonna do an Ultimate Edition for Suicide Squad. If they don't do that, that'd be very stupid, because you could tell when Deadshot shot the guy in the beginning, you could tell that was supposed to be blood splattered. It was supposed to be epic. But you could tell there are certain things in the movie where blood should be coming out, where this should be happening. Even Will Smith's language, I was like, it's PG-13 in the language he's saying. But then again, you can say bitch and everything in PG-13. I believe in all that stuff. But still, triangle, bitch. Just funny things like that, man. But you could tell it had an R-rated. They tried to go as much as an R-rated as they could for that PG-13. Although, I don't know. Still a lot of cool things, man. So that was cool. Slipknot's death, we all saw it coming, but actually seeing, like, again, you think in the R-rated version you could see his head, like, I mean, the meat, the blood dripping down and stuff like that. Well, in PG-13 they didn't do that, but you could, I mean, come on, his head blew out and there's no blood falling down. Yeah. Yeah. Happens in real life, man. So stuff like that. Anyway, let's move on. I liked all of their introductions, all their music. I thought Viola Davis was a very strong character in the film. Her Amanda Waller, I literally was thinking, like, I don't see Viola Davis on TV. I know a lot about her. I've seen her in The Last Ship. That was the only TV show I've seen her in. But seeing her in this, I'm like, damn. Like, she could go head to head again in the comics, like with Batman, and she could talk to back talk Batman, and Batman would kind of, okay, calm down. She's a strong-ass woman, and she's very powerful, and she could kick ass. Like, she literally is not afraid to, make sure you don't work for her, because she could turn your... you could never trust Amanda Waller, basically. Not even Rick Flag could, trust her. Once, one of Waller's intended recruits is Flag's girlfriend, Dr. June Moon, an archaeologist who is possessed by a witch goddess known as Enchantress. After touching a cursed idol, Enchantress quickly turns on everyone, deciding to eradicate mankind for imprisoning her. She besieges Midway City with a horde of monsters and summons her brother Incubus to assist her. Waller then deploys a squad to extract a high-profile mark from Midway. However, the squad is briefed and put under the impression that what is going on in the city is a terrorist attack. Now this is something I really... Listen, I love David Ayer as a filmmaker. First off, I thought Fury was awesome. And what was the other film he did? Fury is a great film. It really is. It was a very hardcore action film. What was the other film he did? He wrote Training Day. He didn't direct Training Day. What did he do? David Ayer. Shit. He did a film a few years... Not Sabotage. He did something... I'm pretty sure... It doesn't... What I'm trying to say is he has a really awesome... Oh, End of Watch. End of Watch. I mean, this guy's a badass. The way he's created film, like the films he's given us over the past few years. End of Watch alone is just awesome, and then Fury was an awesome experience. This is not his... Like, he's... For one thing, the writing was shit. I mean, there are plot holes, and, like, not everything's bad about the writing here. Like, the comedy jokes are good. There are certain things, like, don't get me wrong, not all of it is shit. Don't get me wrong. But the villain, who cares? Enchantress, Kara, she looked like she was lip syncing the whole time, like, and like, what was up with the way she moved and everything? I am the queen. It's like, who cares? I mean, why does every movie have to be destruction and many people die? And like I said in my other review, at the end of the day, nobody says to themselves, how many people died? How many people ended up dying? All these innocent people ended up dying. And there's so many casualties and nobody cares. Back to normal the next day. Like, I'm not talking about the villains, but not even no one gives a rat's ass on how many people died. So that's that's a problem with this thing. Stuff like that, man. I mean, you can tell I'm sweating, so my hair is getting pretty shit right now. So I didn't care. I thought it was interesting when Incubus was there and he was like, and he fell down to the ground, and then he got the cop and officer, and then he was like he crawled away and shit like that. Like, I thought it was cool CGI. It kind of gives you a hint on how Darkseid would look like, or Steppenwolf. And I'm not saying they look exactly like that, but how CGI looks, like how I got my sister, whatever the subtitle and shit. It kind of gives you a hint on how Steppenwolf could be CGI, motion capture, stuff like that. So it gives you the hint, man. Just like how Doomsday was. Ahead of their departure, they are joined by Katana, who wields a mystic sword and acts as Flag's bodyguard. Oh, man. I really wish I was carried around in her sword, man. Like, she is just... good damn Katana. Oh, God. Okay, Harley's lover. That Joker. The Joker finds out about her predicament and tortures Griggs, which is Ike Barinholtz. One of Waller's men. Is it one of Waller's men? Yeah. Into leading him into the facility where the nanobombs are made. He blackmails one of the scientists. It may not be Griggs. Ike Barinholtz may not be Griggs. Excuse me. He blackmails one of the scientists. Oh, yeah. Maybe involved in the program into disabling Harley's bombs. Sensing the squad's approach, Enchantress destroys their helicopter, forcing them to pursue on foot to their target. On the way, Boomerang convinces Slipknot that the bombs are a ruse meant to keep them under control. Slipknot attempts to escape and is killed while the team is attacked by Enchantress minions. The team manages to escape to their final destination at an underground bunker where they learn that their mark is Waller herself, who is attempting to cover up her involvement. Alright, so this is the big, where the meat and potatoes are. This is where everything starts to go down. I don't know how that was... Incubus or Enchantress, how they were shot at. The helicopter was shot at, and they never really showed who was shooting at them and how they got down. And also, I know they were strapped in and everything, but you're telling me they were all fine? Like, you're telling me that crash that happened, that none of them were like, oh, my back, or I'm just saying realistically, they would be injured pretty badly. Harley wouldn't just come out. The real life Harley wouldn't be like, what a ride. Like, she'll say that, but she'll be injured, or they'll be bleeding. Somebody will be badly injured. Just saying. I just gotta point that out there. But, again, I think one of not only the strongest member of the Suicide Squad, but emotionally gripping was El Diablo. Jay Hernandez played perfectly, dude. Because I thought El Diablo would just be a side character, but he ended up being, walking out, I was like, El Diablo was a badass. I'm sorry, Deadshot. Sorry, the regular mainstream Deadshot, Harley Quinn, shit like that. El Diablo really was the best out of he was the most surprising. He was the most fun. He was his story is just so gripping, and you emotionally, you just get, he's not a great guy. Don't get me wrong. He's a bad guy, but you could tell he doesn't want to be involved in this. He doesn't, and the thing is, too, is, when they're getting shot at and El Diablo is just standing there, I'm kind of thinking to myself, how are you not getting shot? Literally, there are bullets hitting the back wall. How are you not getting shot? Did anyone else, I've seen this 2 times, and it always gets me. I'm like, how are you, you're just standing there, with stormtroopers shooting at you? How did you not get shot? Also, Scott Eastwood's character was... I literally, the whole time when I saw Scott Eastwood, and I know there were rumors, I was like, please let him be Slade Wilson, please let him be Nightwing, let him be somebody important. You have Clint Eastwood's son, and mind you, Scott Eastwood is not a great actor, not really a good actor, he's a okay actor, alright, he's alright, but when you have that's like having Clint Eastwood in your movie, make him something big, don't make him come on, it's Scott Eastwood, it's an Eastwood, man, do something important, and then all of a sudden, pull the charge, and I know we're not there to the story yet, but alright, I'm gonna pull the charge. Did he know he was gonna die? If he did die, are you serious? no one cares that the guy died. Like, really? Why did you have to do it manually? Why couldn't you just have, like, reset it, like, 15 seconds? Okay, put it, I'll leave. Why did it have to be manually? This is 2016. You couldn't have had better technology and get another bomb and do something? Just saying. I mean, that's another thing. Like, there are a lot of plot holes in here. Not just not what I mentioned, but there are, like, multiple plot holes within this film on what's happening. And also, Killer Croc went in the water before the military guys. How are the military guys swimming as fast as Killer Croc? They're like they're literally swimming as fast as Killer Croc. How? How is that a thing? Okay, Slipknot being killed. I mean, Slipknot didn't do crap in this film. Enchantress minions, they look weird as hell. I kind of thought that was really cool. It's a different thing. Deadpool had just the regular henchmen. Batman v Superman had henchmen. Civil War had fighting villains and henchmen like Crossbones. X-Men Apocalypse had them fighting... What was it? Were they fighting henchmen in there? They were mostly fighting mutants, basically. And then this, they have fighting henchmen. So I'm assuming Doctor Strange is going to have them fighting henchmen. But, the other people's, Mad Mikkelsen's character's henchmen and shit like that. But still, it was fine. I mean, the way they were designed, that's what I didn't get to say on my other one. The way that they were designed, the way that they looked, it looked really cool. They had, a bunch of eyes and everything, and they were, like that. So I thought it was pretty cool. The squad escorts Waller to the rooftop for extraction, but the arriving helicopter has been hijacked by the Joker and his men, who open fire on the squad while Harley climbs aboard. However, the helicopter is shot down by Waller's men, and Joker kicks Harley out while he seemingly perishes in the explosion, after which Harley rejoins the squad. Now, this is the moment where it was cool and all, I love how Deadshot and Harley were having, a chemistry, and also you could feel it because Will Smith and Margot Robbie did a Focus last year. So you could tell, they have good chemistry, they really do. But the thing is that, listen, this is the thing that kind of gets me really, man, my hair's really, I hate when that happens when I'm sweating. But, this is where it got totally green screeny, and it got really, also, Joker changes his voice a lot. He's like, ooh, this looks fun. He sounds like Jared Leto. He's like, ooh, this looks fun. And then he's like, he seems intense. And then he's like, the one, the only, the heart. And then he does his regular laugh. Are you sweet talking me? And the regular talk, that's his regular talk. And then when he's talking to her, he has this Jack Nicholson vibe, because he's wearing the costume and everything. This, nice tuxedo, and he grabs her and he's like, you and me, honey. The way he talked, he was like, oh, you and me, honey. It had a Nicholson vibe, because Jack Nicholson had that tuxedo and stuff. Also, Johnny Frost, played by the guy from True Blood, Jim his name's Jim. He was cool. He had a cool look. He barely got to talk in the film, but are you telling me he died because he was like, we have a problem, this one... he died? Are you serious? You could have had him survive. He may be alive for all I know, but damn, why did you kill him off? That was Johnny Frost, I thought that was stupid how they did that, but that was weird because Harley gets thrown out of the thing and she's like, ah! And how did she land, perfectly rolling? You told me she had time to be like, ah! And then, she, landed on her feet and rolled. Are you telling me that's really? The way she was falling didn't look like she had time to do that. It's only seconds. You're telling me she had time to do that? That's what I'm saying. It looks weird to the editing because it's ah! And then, she rolled and everything. And also, why didn't the Joker just jump off? He could have just jumped off and been with Harley. If he cared enough for Harley, he would have just jumped off with her, Okay. Alerted to Waller's whereabouts, Enchantress minions arrive and kidnap her. Okay. With Waller compromised, Flag relieves the squad of the mission, but chooses to continue. Realizing they have an opportunity to prove themselves, they soon rejoin him and locate Enchantress and Waller at a particular flooded subway station. A group of Navy SEALs led by Lieutenant GQ Edwards goes underwater to plant a bomb underneath Incubus while the others fight the Enchantress and her forces. El Diablo embraces his abilities and manages to hold Incubus down as the bomb goes off underneath, killing them both. I really hope that El Diablo's not dead. I mean, and this is what I was telling you. I saw my cousin. I saw it with my cousin the second night. I was alone the first night, and I saw it, and I told him a character and the fans. If David Ayer and them find out that a lot of people loved El Diablo, and if they reacted to El Diablo emotionally, and if people do a poll like, would you want to see El Diablo in the future come back? I'm assuming they'll say yes. I'm assuming there won't be like, no. I'm assuming a lot will say yes, because I've been looking at a lot of reviews and everything. People have been saying that they liked El Diablo a lot. I loved El Diablo. I thought he was awesome. Come on. First off, we didn't see him technically die. Maybe he'll come back in the future, maybe. Come on, don't kill him off like that, please. I mean, you could tell Jay Hernandez and them were having a fun time on set. There ain't no way to bring Slipknot back. His head's gone. But El Diablo's made of fire. Maybe he became into particles and comes back somewhere else. I don't know. Come on, bring El Diablo back. I think a lot of us will like to see El Diablo in the sequel to Suicide Squad. This is a very important scene, of course, but it's kind of... You're telling me Deadshot had time to look at the top secret files. That's a lot of files to look at. Did you get to the part where it said I was sleeping with her? Yeah. Is it on the first page? By the way, Colonel Rick Flag sleeping with Enchantress. Like, there's a lot of pages in there. Or how did you get to that? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's too... Like, tell them the truth. The whole truth. Like, it was all on the first page on a top secret binder that says top secret. I'm assuming it's in the middle of the book somewhere. I mean, come on. I'm just saying that was like a plot hole there. Like, how many minutes did you have to read a top secret? Like, I know I didn't read all of it, but I'm saying how much time? How much time did you have? I mean, there wasn't much time, and it was rainy and everything. Now, I think we could all say Jai Courtney did an awesome job when, he's in there and he's there was a part where El Diablo was telling how he killed his kids and everything by accident and he didn't mean to. And Boomerang, he's like, and the kids? He killed them. Or I tried to do my Harley Quinn impression. He killed them. I can't do it. He killed them. And Boomerang's eyes are getting all watery and he's like, own that shit. Own it, and Harley, calm down. And then Rick Flag comes in. We don't want you here. I feel bad for Rick Flag because we've all been there one time where we walk in and we're like, we don't want you here. Comic book reader, get out of here. And you're just like, y'all want to be free? There. And then Boomerang just grabs his beer and goes. He's just literally, y'all want to be free? Okay. The Colonel Rick Flag, just the way he talked to Will Smith. You vex me, you die. You try to escape, you die. And just the way he talked, man, the Southern talk. I love that Southern talk now. But seriously, the way Boomerang left, I don't know how that was a beer. It looked like a Monster Energy drink, honestly, but I guess beers are, it looks very skinny for a beer. It literally looks like a Monster drink or something like that. I don't know how that, I thought it'd be like Bud Light or something. Is it Aussie beer or something like that? Because I've never seen a beer that small of a can. I trust me, there are larger cans out there. Anyway, this is the part where, this is right where it kind of stops being fun. There's a few other scenes before, don't get me wrong, but the ending scene is kind of the boring scene, where it just has slow motion for no reason, and the action goes on for too long, and you're fighting a god, technically, so it kind of gets a little bit but this is kind of where it starts to alright, we're already going to get to the slow part of the movie. So, that's after El Diablo dies and everything. It was sad. The squad members battle Enchantress. This is where it gets... Yeah, there are a cool few things, but they're getting their ass kicked at the same time. So, but are ultimately defeated. Enchantress offers to fulfill their deepest desires in exchange for their intelligence, and Harley feigns interest in order to get close enough to cut out Enchantress's heart. Just after Killer Croc throws explosives into the portal as Deadshot shoots them, closing the portal, Flag takes Enchantress's heart and crushes it, killing Enchantress and freeing June. The squad members are then returned to Belle Reve, but with 10 years taken from their sentence and special privileges. Shortly afterwards, the Joker, who survived the explosion, arrives with his men to rescue Harley. In the mid-credit scene, Waller meets with Bruce Wayne, who agrees to protect from the backlash of Enchantress's rampage in exchange for access to the government's files on the expanding metahuman community, such as the Flash and Aquaman. This stuff here, you know, I enjoyed the ending and Deadshot seeing his daughter. That was fine. Killer Croc ending his BET, you know. BET. I didn't get what Captain Boomerang was like. You know what I mean? Like, what special privilege did he get? Like, is he just back in a cell? I mean, what did he get out of it? Because, I mean, Jai Courtney, man. I like Jai Courtney. I've always liked Jai Courtney, and everyone's always been like, he's shitty. And let me tell you, this is a role where I'm like, this is like actually a time where everyone likes him. But I've always liked him. I don't know why a lot of people hate. Yeah, sure, he's not the best actor in the world, but he's not the worst #1 actor in the world. Okay, it's not his fault about Die Hard. Okay, I liked it when I first saw it, but I was young at the time. And then I look back and I'm like, how did I like this, man? I had bad taste when I was young. So that ended up happening. Did we get to see? We didn't even. Oh, Harley got her espresso maker cappuccino shit. We never got to see Katana again, man. Oh my god, I'm Katana. Beautiful. God, she's a break. Like they say, she's a breakout star. She was underused. She was very underused. She should have had the costume and everything. I was like, and the way her hair. I mean, it's just. It's just amazing. Also, Killer Croc was underused. Captain Boomerang was underused. Yeah, he was a comedic relief, and he had, we never got to see Pinky the Unicorn again. At least Pinky the Unicorn would be in the gel thing or something like that. But little things like that, man. It's not a horrible film. I enjoyed the Batman cameo in the beginning with Deadshot. The thing is that the Flash cameo. This is the thing. It was too early. It was in the first 10 minutes of the film, but it was too fast. And mind the pun, but it's not no pun intended. It was too fast. He's like, no honor among thieves, eh? Like, it was just. He appears out of nowhere, dirty, done that cheap, and like all of it happens, and it's like. Nobody in my theater Thursday or Friday night reacted except me the first time. I was like, and I saw it coming, but yet nobody was like, oh my god. It's like no one knew it was the Flash for some reason. It's like, I just felt like it was done too quick. Like, I'm okay with the cameo, but it was just too early in the film. I know they were introducing all of them, but it felt too quick. It didn't, it was like, oh wow, like, okay, it worked. Overall, I mean, it had plot holes. I mean, I kind of pointed out a few of the plot holes in there. Scott Underwood was, wow, what a character, man. GQ. There are just problems with this film. I mean, the action scene where they're fighting the Enchantress, it gets boring. It got boring for me. The second time, like, everything else gets better time and time again after you keep on watching it, and it makes sense, and there is an R-rated feeling to it, though. I'd love to see an Ultimate Edition for Suicide Squad, and I'm pretty sure there's, like, 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes of bonus, added scenes that could work. More of a Joker thing there. But, it's, I believe I gave it a 7.8 out of 10, and I stand with that. I think it was a really good comic book film. Great at times. It's not the most, for me, I'll have to do a ranking, but I'm a Marvel fanboy, but I have to say Civil War still has to be the #1 film, because the villain, Baron Zemo. Oh, well, spoilers for Civil War. Baron Zemo actually broke the Avengers apart, and he was actually a very smart villain. And, people who haven't seen it multiple times, they'll be like, Zemo was stupid. No, watch it again. Trust me, Zemo makes sense the second time around. A lot. Zemo was the best villain this year, and then it'll be Apocalypse. I would have to put the Enchantress at the bottom because all Incubus did was, at least Apocalypse was like, and he actually like destroyed a lot of the world. So he actually created the Apocalypse. All Incubus did was destroy a city where Hawkman and Hawkgirl live. Oh, big deal. So the villain, that was the weak part. It is the story, and I think David Ayer maybe next time either shouldn't write the next comic book film he does, but he should direct it, but he shouldn't write it, or else maybe get better story writing and have somebody else write it with you, like Jeff Johns and David Ayer write together or something. I don't know. So other stuff like that, man. That's it. I think that is my Suicide Squad spoiler review. I like the, I thought. Also, where did Joker go with the Batman cameo when they went underwater? Where did he go? How could he escape? Stuff like that. Plot holes. That may be in deleted scenes, but all that stuff there, that kind of just felt like, well, there are literally interesting plot holes, and there are a lot of scenes where I'm like, CinemaSins is going to have a field day with this movie. There are a lot of scenes in here where I'm like, CinemaSins is going to be like, what? Stuff like that. I could tell it's going to be probably a 15, 20, 25 minute video for CinemaSins. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love this film. I love a lot of parts in this film. I love Boomerang. A lot of people underused in this film that we need to, Killer Croc was basically the Hulk in this film without being the Hulk. Just saying. Basically. And then the walk and everything, basically. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can comment down below, tell me what you guys thought about Suicide Squad. Like the video if you did. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you later. Later Gators for more. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully all of you enjoyed. Until next time. Bye-bye.